guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Halloween in case you're wondering why I'm dressed like this. This is going to be my last spooky recommendation video. I have 3 short stories that I read recently and they all fall into the creepy, spooky horror genre and I was pretty impressed with all of them. So I thought I'll put on my cape, I've got my masquerade mask and it's just stuff I had at home actually, but I wanted to dress up for you guys. Let's talk about these 3 short stories. I apologize. It's pouring down rain outside, middle of a storm. I'm having to use artificial lighting, which the glare is awful. But let's talk about these stories. So the first one is going to be The Monkey's Paw by W.W. Jacobs. And this is the shortest of the 3. I really liked it. I thought the ending had like a nice gruesome aspect to it. But if you don't know, The Monkey's Paw is a literal monkey's paw in the book. Obviously not a fresh one. And it gets passed around, but you make 3 wishes if you get the monkey's paw, and you don't always like the way that the wishes turn out. The way that the wishes may be granted is not great. So that's like the be careful what you wish for kind of, moral of the story. I won't get into too many spoilers, but I do recommend it because I think it's fun. And like I said, it's short. And the horror is more what you can imagine. Like it's only as gruesome as you're going to make it. But I thought gruesome. So recommend The Monkey's Paw, W.W. Jacobs. So the next one is going to be one I read in college, but I decided to reread because I really liked it. And I like Nathaniel Hawthorne. I've only read a few stories. This one, Young Goodman Brown, which I recommend, and The Birthmark, which I also thought was great. If you think The Scarlet Letter is worth reading, I'll read it. Tell me in the comments. But I just haven't gotten to it yet. But Young Goodman Brown is about a young man who is going out at night, leaves his young wife at home, and goes out for a secret meeting in the woods. And he's kind of possibly being converted to witchcraft and devilry. And this is in Salem. Obviously, this is about the Puritans. And Nathaniel Hawthorne, not known for being very favorable towards the Puritans, but it does point out a lot of interesting things about hypocrisy and, the idea is that he's seeing all these different people on this, journey into the woods that he respects and that he thinks are these great people, and they're all going to this same meeting where, it's like, hey, let's go do our devil thing in the woods. But I like it. It kind of reminds me of Lois the Witch, and that it's just like a guy instead of a girl, and there's, it's in Salem. Also, it has a lot to deal with like witchcraft, and it's very good. I like it. I think it's well written. I kind of draw like my own conclusions about the ending and what happened, but I'll let you read it and not spoil it for you. I recommend it if you are looking for a short, spooky story. And I like the ending. I thought it was pretty like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So check it out if you haven't. Young Goodman Brown by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The last one that I picked up on a whim, but was probably the best horror book of the 3, obviously, is The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. I really was surprised by this. So don't be fooled by the beginning. You have to get past the beginning in this book. The beginning is 2 guys in a canoe going down the Danube River. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And it's wordy. It's descriptive. The river has its own personality and it's very well described. And I was, not going to lie, not on board. It was a lot for what I was sold. This is a horror short story. As soon as they get to the little island, which only arrives and you can only get to at certain times because it's normally covered by water. So it's usually underwater. It's this marshy area where it's normally all water, and then at certain times it gets dry enough and this island appears, and it won't be there for long. And this island is covered with these willows. And as soon as they get on the island, that's when it gets good, because the willows start to kind of have this presence and this, they're have very they feel bad intentions coming from these willows, and they stay there when it's like, oh no, you probably shouldn't, and they start seeing things, and it's really good. I thought the horror aspect was excellent. As someone who doesn't read horror, I can see where this would inspire a lot of the kind of otherworldly beings that, they're not even aware of humans until we make them aware, and then it's like, okay, then you have to watch out because they're just malicious in a way that is otherworldly. Why they're coming after these guys, why the willows are this evil entity is not really fully explained, but a lot of bad things start happening. And I thought it was really well written. I like the aspects of it. The ending is is pretty good. I was surprised and kind of shocked at how dark it gets, but I think it works. And obviously this is once again one where like your mind is doing part of the work for like how dark and, you know, scary you want to make the Willows, because you're never going to fully understand what the creatures are or what's really happening. But I won't get into too many spoilers. I will just say read The Willows by Algernon. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Algernon? I'll just say read The Willows. It's super good. I really liked it. And all these short stories you can read tonight on Halloween night. You can read all of them or one of them, but it's perfect for a spooky read. So this is going to conclude my October Spooky Reads series. I will just kind of be back into normal reading for November, and if you have any recommendations, you can tell me. But I think for all the spooky reads, I'm going to have to go with Call of Cthulhu. The Call of Cthulhu was probably my favorite. That stayed with me. I was like, wow, that was really good. And monster books, always a winner for me. So yeah, I had a lot of fun this October reading some more spooky books than I normally would, definitely with like a more gothic, you know, feel. And I recommend these for short stories. Really good. Check them out. I hope you guys have a great Halloween, and better than us because it is a storm here. I don't know if we'll have any trick-or-treaters, but have a great Halloween, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. Bye.